Welcome to Larry's Library. What I have for you this week is another long title, so let me take a look. It is Doctor Strange and Doctor Doom, Triumph and Torment. Now this is also known as Marvel Graphic Novel number 49. This one's from 1989, so a little bit of a blast from the past. So if you're not familiar with the old Marvel Graphic Novel series, these were magazine size roughly, but they had a cardstock cover and a tight binding, bit of a mousetrap to read. So they were like they were like magazine-sized trade paperbacks, basically, but with a very stiff cardstock cover. And these, I don't know how long it ran. It ran for quite a while. It ran up through the 80s and maybe into the early 90s before they finally stopped putting these out. And as I said, this was number 49, 1989 edition. This one is 80 pages, which is actually a little bit longer than most of them had been. These were 64 pages, generally speaking, for the first few years that this series went on. Of course, because it is this old, it is woefully out of print. Now, I do think they put it out as a trade paperback. That is probably also out of print, but you could probably find that easier than you can the original Marvel graphic novel. Now, I picked this one up at Matt's Comics Unlimited in Evansville, Indiana. So if you happen to be in the Evansville, Indiana area at any point, definitely stop in and take a look at what he has, because he has the greatest prices you're going to find. Lots of old treasures in there for sure. I'll put some contact info down below. Now, this one, probably the best way to get this one, if you don't have the original Marvel Graphic Novel edition, is to pick up that Doctor Doom omnibus that came out not too long ago, because it is reprinted in there. And so I have effectively double dipped on this one for sure. Now, what I think this deserves, of course, and I'm going to beat this drum forever probably, but this needs to be a Marvel Gallery edition, because this beautiful art cries out for that format. And it's just the right size, because most of the Marvel Galleries are not hundreds of pages long. There are a few exceptions, like the Adam Warlock one. That's pretty chunky. It's about, oh, I don't know, it's close to 300 pages, but most of these are much shorter. So I think it's perfect format for this. So this one features some spectacular writing by Roger Stern, celebrated Marvel writer. He had great runs on Spider-Man. He did a great Avengers run. Yeah, just an all-around great writer, and he does a fabulous job here on this script. But the real star of this one, probably, in most people's eyes, is the fantastic art by Mike Mignola. Now, I have been mispronouncing Mike Mignola's last name for many, many years. I've been saying Mignola because it is spelled M-I-G-N-O-L-A, and that's what my, dumb American brain tells me is Mignola, but I understand it is not. I actually watched, I don't know, I must have watched 4 different YouTube interviews with Mike Mignola, and I actually listened to him pronounce his own name at least 3 times in a loop, over and over and over, trying to discern what he's saying. And it sounds to me like he's saying Mignola, but maybe it's Mignola. So I don't know if it's Mignola or Mignola, but I really tried. I tried to get it right. So forgive me if that's still wrong, and let me know in the comments how close I got. Okay, but he did the pencils on this, and the inks and the colors are by Mark Badger, and they are spectacular as well. So this story, a lot happens in it. At first, all the sorcerers on Earth are called to this meeting to have this contest to determine who is the Sorcerer Supreme. Now, I'm not sure if this was where the title first, where Doctor Strange first got that title. I'm thinking it is not. So maybe this is outside continuity. Not really sure of that. But you know what? It really doesn't matter, because this is a great story regardless. And so there's a contest, and Doctor Doom is one that hears the call to go to this contest. It's all in the very beginning of the book. And needless to say, Doctor Strange does win, and he is declared Sorcerer Supreme officially. But because Doctor Doom was sort of second in this contest, the guy putting it on determines that Strange owes him a boon. And the boon can be anything Doctor Doom asks for. And what does he want? He wants Doctor Strange to help him rescue the soul of his mother, whom he has been trying to free from Hades, from Mephisto's grasp, for decades upon decades. So this is pretty cool. So this sets up a quest where Doctor Strange and Doctor Doom have to team up and basically go to hell, go to Hades, into Mephisto's realm and battle him and somehow try to free Doctor Doom's mother's soul from a bad deal she made with him long ago, before Doom was born, I guess. Yeah, probably. But regardless, she did it long ago, and he's been trying to free her ever since. And it's quite spectacular because you get to see Mike Mignola draw all kinds of demons and monsters, the kind of stuff you love to see him draw if you're a fan of his art, for sure. And man, he does a fantastic Doctor Doom. I'm a huge Doctor Doom fan, and Mignola does him well, very well. And I love the blasts, all of the Eldritch bolts and all that jazz that's going on. He does it probably as good as anyone ever has. I'd put him up there with Steve Ditko in that regard. He does the Hellscape fantastic. His Mephisto is awesome. Yeah, his Doctor Strange is awesome. I really, really love this one. I've had it for a little while. I'm not sure why it took me this long to read it, but man, it is good. Yeah, his depictions of monsters and demons, I don't have to go on about that. I mean, anyone who's read any Hellboy knows how great Mignola does monsters, and he gets to do it quite a bit here. So this is a real tour de force. He goes through Hades, and of course, all kinds of machinations and deals and lies are there, you know, because Mephisto is the Prince of Lies, and I don't think it's ever been done any better, the whole Mephisto thing, than it's done here. Really good. I rank it up there with the old John Buscema Silver Surfer Mephisto battles. I think this is done just as well as that was, and I am a big fan of that as well. Yeah, so I would say if you see this original graphic novel in the old Marvel graphic novel series, if you could find it and pick it up cheaply, or even maybe not so cheaply, if you could get a hold of that, it would be great just to have as a treasure. But if you are considering getting that Doctor Doom omnibus, or you have it already, then definitely read it there, or definitely pick that up if you're on the fence, because I think this size is not too far off from an omnibus size. The magazine size format is a little bit wider in some respects, but page height is very similar, so you're not going to give up a whole lot there. As I said, I think it needs to be a Marvel Gallery edition. I would totally triple dip this if I could get it in a gallery. Yeah, if you've never seen Mignola do Mephisto or Doctor Doom or Doctor Strange, then you are in for a treat for sure. And I thoroughly love this this story. It is a one and done. You don't really need much background here to read it, because you get a little bit of fill-in, especially about Doctor Doom's origins in this book. A lot of that is retold. And even Doctor Strange's stuff is retold. And it's also fun seeing Mignola draw those characters' origins. Really nice stuff. Yeah, I thoroughly love this. This is 10 out of 10. He knocked it out of the ballpark. And, of course, another great script by Uncle Roger Stern. Great stuff there, too. This is all around perfection in comic book form. 10 out of 10. So, hope you liked taking a look at this. And hopefully I'll pick the best scans I could manage. And, you know, and that's the one flaw of the Marvel graphic novel format, is the terrible mousetrap effect of trying to read this. So I'm sure it's not going to be easy for me to do the scans. I haven't done them yet. I've been shooting the videos before I do the scans in these lately. So hopefully I'm able to get the book in there far enough without having to crease the cardstock cover too much. So wish me luck on that. If you haven't subscribed already, please do that. Give me a thumbs up if you love taking a look at this stuff. And I'll see you next time.